What's going on, folks? I am Goat. Welcome back to Warframe. So, if this seems a little funky, it may seem completely without any kind of an odd transition. I'm reshooting a couple of videos, specifically the Ack Brunt and the Furax Wraith, because there's some kind of quirky shit that's going on with these weapons, and my original shoot of these videos was really bad.
Here's where it gets interesting.
So, we're going to do the Ack Brunt first. So, the Incarnon transition, now, I'm going to point out, I want to preface that with the Incarnon melees, I have a big irritation with something. So, if you look at Evolution 1, it tells you, obviously, what you have to do to reach, then heavy attack to activate Incarnon form. So, basically, reach ×6 combo, then heavy attack, boom, you have Incarnon form. So, the passives to it are... you send forth a spectral axe during aerial and slide attacks. The active stuff during the Incarnon time frame is 100% melee damage increase, 20% sprint speed, 20% bullet jump. Okay? I've been kind of bad about not really pointing out exactly what these weapons do, and I will say this again in another video. I believe it's the Angstrom or the Kunai. I can't remember. It's very shot it. But I'm trying to get better at pointing out the first evolution Incarnons, because, like, there's not enough information given on the Incarnon stuff, okay? Like, there's just not. Like, if something has an area of effect, half the time, or 3/4 of the time, these Incarnon melees don't tell you what the hell the stats are behind it. But if I at least point this particular thing out, maybe it'll be of help. So, Evolution 2 on this, I chose with armor over 450 plus 70 heavy attack efficiency. Now, this does synergize with my Evolution 3 choice, if I remember correctly. Yeah. But you can also go with 300% combo count chance while blocking, which if you're a keyboard and mouse player, it's easy enough. With the controller, it's not as easy. And then on shield breaking, that means that you're running a more tanky frame and not really giving a shit about shields. But then Evolution 2, like, there's not much... this isn't the one I had to synergize, that's right. So, I mean, you can get more range. I mean, these have got a 2.5 range, as most of the, like, larger melees do, so no sweat there. This is functional if there's not something amazing other than stuff in here, but considering you can use this and actually synergize a heavy attack weapon out of this thing if you really want to, it's kind of hard to go away from this when you can already get 70% heavy attack efficiency coupled with 70% heavy attack windup, so you don't even have to mod for the windup speed, which is good. And then you get on a kill 50% chance for primary and secondary weapons to instantly reload. Just why? You can go with critical chance by 9, status chance by 9. That's not worth it. Or you can just go straight up critical chance by 17. That is the direction that I went. I have tested both of these two, and I have found that the critical chance is by far the better of the monstrosities to go with, okay? So we're going to go back and look at the build. Now, part of the problem that I did with this build is that initially I did not want to invest more than 3 Forma in this thing. I really didn't. So I had 2 60/60s for my damage on here and was just rolling with what I had. Now, I will tell you that works, but the base damage numbers are fairly low. Even once Blood Rush is stacked up. Like, you won't ever, like, you don't basically ever see, like, above 10,000 points of damage. And even with this build, you don't really see it a lot, but there's a lot of red crits once you start stacking this shit up. So, it is a killer. But, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. I mean, basically, base damage, critical chance, bunch of critical damage plus critical chance enhancement. Okay. Speed plus additional combo count chance. Obviously, Blood Rush is what it is, and then 2 base damage mods. And modding it in this, or doing the Forma in this particular aspect, okay? Because this does come with 0 polarities. Okay, so Matter Eye, Neramon. Okay, so all 5 are in here quite specifically because of this, but I would highly recommend, just to keep versatility of build, to not drop a Vazir in here if you are wanting to get that viral build. Go with a Prime Fever Strike and then do like Organ Shatter and Gladiator Might instead, because Matter Eye is not a bad polarity to go with, but you really don't want to get stuck with a Neramon on something that's highly crit based under normal circumstances. And yes, there's other ways to go about this. Yes, 100% there are. But this works. So we're going to go in, no other weapons. Okay. We're going to go in, no weapons, no companions, and we're just going to go kill some shit at Ani and call it good. You know the deal. But the Spectral Axe is a heat proc axe. It does obviously have a radial attack of some sort with that heat, but it doesn't say what it is anywhere in the specs.
Honor them with
So it's just kind of like, it's that fuck around and figure it the fuck out kind of thing. I'm gonna guess it's like 2 meters.
They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules your way.
So, let's whip ass. The Invisible Man attacks. Excuse me, sir. How you doing today? Oh, you know what? Here, I'm actually gonna go back because see, I turned that that legacy. I turned the legacy color damage numbers. Yeah, I turned that on just to see if there's a difference because with melees, that shit dancing all over the screen like that is a little weird. Here's where it gets cool. You want to slide? Throwing this little flaming axe around the people. It's a good time. But also, like the Sigma Noctanus, you can also just jump up in the air and heat proc enemies with that little spectral axe. It's a good time. Yeah. Stagger, stagger. Yes, the little spectral axe when you do the slide attacks is a staggering attack. So if you don't have Prime Sure-Footed or something like Nezher, Atlas, or Rhino, or Calervo even, then you are going to stagger the shit out of yourself. So just be mindful of that. Just remember, my builds suck, bro. Let's see if I can go again. I mean, just to come in here and get carpal tunnel for 5 minutes, good time. Hey, you know what? Fuck you. Take a few of those. Oh, he didn't like that combo. Keep staggering myself like a dum-dum. And see, I'm not even utilizing the heavy attack function, right? Like, it's there. Well, see, he did. These things are kind of fun as they are. He did not appreciate that. Damn, I threw the spectral axe and then also hit a guy in the head. Good time.
Life support on the way.
The damage numbers are quite varied. I mean, we're talking thousands to tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands at a point. I mean, we're not doing like mega numbers, but you know, obviously killing. So, yeah. I figure with these build videos, I'm trying to be better at giving the best information I can. And me not really discussing the Incarnon transition of an Incarnon weapon being the subject matter, that's not me being my best, okay? Not living my best life with that. Really? You wanna throw heat at me? So you wanna have some more of that? Alright. Yeah, buddy. Oh boy, gonna throw heat at me. I just threw him with my shield. Robeans, how you doing over here? Oh, he did.
You are running out of time.
I'm always running out of time. Try to blow this. One downside to doing, like, you know, just pure melee only on survivals is that it's not always conducive to life support drops, especially if it's not like some like major area of effect life support drop. So like, and what I mean by like passive function and then the actual Incarnon timer function is like the little counter up at the top that's showing 104, 102, 101, you know, and so on. That's the Incarnon mode, so the sprint speed and 100% melee attack bonus damage and all that stuff. That is not its passive function, which is the little spectral axes. That just keeps on being a thing. Okay, where's my buddy and who is up? Who's your baddie and what does he do?
This will help our cause.
Yeah, Torment did not like that at all.
Extraction is available if you need it.
Look him. Had half his shields. All I did was heavy attack his pussy ass. What the beach?
You are running.
It's not really saying much. It's not like Torment's a hard fucking acolyte to attack. Worst he does is annoy everybody by doing Hydroid's, you know, tidal surge or whatever the hell that attack is.
Prepare for life support.
I don't want to run through the cold stuff. Alright. So for the Ack Brunt, I mean, the overall overview is that, yes, 5 Forma gets you to this point. Is 5 Forma worth this? Like, personally, I think the Tenet Agendus is a better hammer and shield, but it's an impact base. You know, plus the Incarnon form, the flaming spectral axes is actually kind of helpful for a little bit of crowd control. So Tenet Agendus I think is more powerful, but I think this is better than the Tenet Agendus. This is definitely better than the Sigma Noctanus. I personally find this to be better than the Colburn Crane Prime. The Sylvan Aegis Prime is pretty damn good, but also heat based, so you're really kind of apples to apples on that one. Slightly different function. But the new Argo and Vel, which I will be covering, it's going to be in September, sadly, but the Argo and Vel, I think stands to be a really good competitor to this thing. But I mean, you know, you talk about sword and shield weapons, right? You know, like, I mean, God, not the build. I'm ass. Sorry, I've been a little groggy today. So we have like the Tenet Agendus, the Ack Brunt, the Argo and Vel. Where else we got? Colburn Crane Prime. Sorry, I'm just having a moment here. Sigma Noctanus, Sylvan Aegis Prime. Now, I think that the Sylvan Aegis Prime is good, but you know, again, it's much more status based. It's heat, yeah, but it is heat based, so it does have that good primary function to it. And I mean, those are really kind of your options, you know. So I mean, in the grand scheme of things, as far as like, you know, sword, shield, hammer and shield, axe and a shield kind of setup, using a shield and a melee, this is definitely good. In the grand scheme of overall melees to use in the game, I'm not going to say that this is like our best buddy by any means, but it's definitely functional. So I don't know, it's up to you on how you guys feel about that one, but at the end of the day, it's the best I got. So folks, thanks very much for watching. As always, we'll catch you in the next one. All right.